We're here.
I wish I could give this feeling. I wish I could give this feeling. On the corner.
What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Corner Podcast. Kel Dansby here with the old man Andreas Hale, and returning for another week, producer Coale, baby.
I'm here. Hello.
Yes, he was
I've
the
just been
devil
pulled
all
in.
along.
You were the devil.
If you guys,
It was me.
you were
It was
watching
me.
AEW.
You guys were surprised, and everyone was surprised. No one saw it coming.
You would have gotten a bigger pop. if you were under the mask and not Adam Cole, people would have lost their shit.
Yeah.
Been
that-
like, who the fuck is
What?
this guy?
Sean Ross Sapp could have never
You
predicted
would
that.
never.
Never. No, it is great to have Cole back. Of course, Cole's here for our wrestling awards and everything. We've saved this actually for a week. Our entertainment awards. Usually we do the whole rundown and shit. This year was crazy in entertainment, and we were all so busy. So I'm changing it up. Just one award. One award on this show, but plenty of shenanigans. The one award people have been waiting for is Game of the Year. From Cole, from Dre. Me, I'm pretty simple of what I play. But to mix it up, before we get into Game of the Year, and we have a fun other video game question, and then a movie question I can't wait to ask you guys. But first, GameSpot has a pretty good list of best games of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
They have them in order. I have a game for you guys. They have a top 10 from 2023. I want to see. We're going to go top 5 of the top 10. If you guys can sweep the top 5 games on their list for Game of the Year, or who would get more out of the top 5. So
So we're trying to
we're trying
guess
to
their
guess
top.
their top 5 games of the year
Oh, man, I read this at some point
from last
Shoot.
year.
Yeah.
And I've heard you guys talk about all of these games. So you're guessing their top 5. I'll put Cole on the spot first because he said he's read it. Cole, if you had to guess, which 5 games are on their list?
In the top. Guess their top 5.
Guess their top
okay,
5.
I know for a fact. Number 1, they have Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 3 is number 1. I want to say Tears of the Kingdom is probably number 2. Alan Wake 2 is probably number 3. Actually, they may have flipped those. And then after that, I'm gonna say Spider-Man 2 and Resident Evil 4.
Dre, what are your guesses?
I think Tears of the Kingdom is number 1 with GameSpot.
Okay.
And Baldur's Gate is number 2. Alan Wake is number 3. God, Final Fantasy 16 is somewhere on this list, but I don't think it's that high. I think Spider-Man 2 is 5. What am I missing?
One more guess.
Resident Evil 4.
All right. You guys suck because you guys both gave the same list. Both got the same game wrong. Spider-Man is not on their top 5.
Okay.
Their order.
Okay.
Alan Wake 2 is number 1.
Oh.
Baldur's
They gave
Gate.
Alan Wake 2 number 1.
Yep. Baldur's Gate 3 is number 2.
Mm-hmm.
The game neither of you guys got. Cyberpunk 2077
Oh, yeah.
is
That's
number
right.
3.
And I'm literally in the middle of that. game right now.
It's now to be fair, it's the DLC Phantom Liberty.
Yeah.
Phantom
The
Liberty.
game
yes.
had come out
Okay.
and it came out in a broken state. And then they were like, let's make the game awesome and put Idris Elba in there. And
Okay.
And
So,
it took like
yes.
2 years for them to fix it.
Phantom Liberty.
Yeah.
Number 3. 4. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
5. Resident Evil 4.
So how do we
Good
suck?
list.
We got 4 or 5 right.
Because you guys didn't separate it all. You guys ended up like not separate. You gave me the
It's-
exact same list.
you know,
It's
It's because we play the same games, man.
Yeah.
It's just we know what's good.
You're too good.
The unfortunate thing is like Spider-Man 2 was getting crucified for being the same game but
Yeah.
better, right? Like people were like, "Oh, well, where's the new mechanics?" You didn't need it. It just had better storytelling. Like the sequel was phenomenal in terms of storytelling, and I think it got beat up because of that. Because like Tears of the Kingdom added like an entire new mechanic to the game. But
Spider-Man 2 is 19 on their list.
That's way too low.
19.
That's way too low. But like Tears of the Kingdom, but Resident Evil 4 is just a remake of a very good game.
Yeah, it really is the same game again. But I mean, it looks better.
There's an interesting discussion to be had with Resident Evil 4 too, because it's like, I don't know. I mean, Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorite games of all time. Like the original Resident Evil 4, you could, if you were like, Deserted Island 3 games, it's got a really good chance of going. It's probably a lock. The remake's great. It's awesome. But it's just kind of weird. It's like like, I don't know, if someone took the Mona Lisa and like did their own kind of spin on it and called it the Mona Lisa. It's a little weird.
Like an AI version?
Where it's like,
you make 8K.
That's a great comp. Yes. Great comp. It's like, and there's like parts of it where I go like, okay, I like that they improved this, but I still kind of miss this part. It's interesting. And it's going to be one of those games that I'm going to have to, I've only played through it once. I've played through the original God knows how many times on God knows how many systems. But I will eventually go back through that game and try to be like, okay, like now that I kind of know what to expect, like how can I actually judge this? But it's still really good. It still deserves to be on a bunch of lists.
It's a great
5's not a bad spot. 6 was Bayonetta Origins.
See, I didn't play Bayonetta Origins.
Blasphemous 2 is 7.
That was a PC game.
Cocoon is 9.
It's like a journey type game.
Dead Space.
Yeah, that was the
10.
Dead Space remake.
Tied at 10 with Final Fantasy 16.
Final Fantasy 16 is really good. It's also very long.
Yeah.
You can't really
It's
make
long.
a bad Final Fantasy game.
No. They did. There was a stretch.
can.
There was a stretch, like in around, what was that, like 12, somewhere around there.
No,
Well,
They got very
so-
linear.
13 is the one that everyone goes
That's it.
nuts over.
Yeah.
13, and then they had to do like 3 iterations of it. There's 13-2, and then there's Lightning Returns.
Yeah.
And then really it was 14 when 14 first came out, which is the MMORPG, their massive world. It was a mess, a colossal mess, and they had 11 that was doing that, and everyone was just like, no, I'm not going to play 14. I'm going to go play 11, and they did like a whole giant rebuild project with 14. Came out with Realm Reborn, which is basically just like a reboot, and it's easily, if not the first, the second most popular MMO that's out there on the planet. So they've done a really good job with evolving that game. And then 15 was a little bit mixed. 16 was great. But there's going to be plenty of Final Fantasy talk come 2024. That is for damn sure.
Oh, yeah.
That I can
Part
we will get there.
Woo.
Before we move into that realm, then, what was your game of the year?
See, it's hard because I haven't played Baldur's Gate yet. I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
And the few hours that I spent, I was like, this is amazing. I was like, let me go back and finish all this other shit first. Personally, see, I haven't finished Alan Wake 2 either. Like, I'm still playing it. I did finish Spider-Man. And the thing about it is, it wasn't just a Spider-Man game. Like, the cultural aspect of, like, Miles Morales, and the very, very good storytelling and acting in that game made it might be my favorite game of last year. But then there's Tears of the Kingdom. And Tears of the Kingdom it's just remarkable.
So you were building shit that wasn't
Yeah, I was
even
making
supposed to be
killer
built.
robots. Like, I didn't care. But the thing about Tears of the Kingdom was the fact that it was a Nintendo Switch game and they were able to make that using that hardware is crazy to me. Like, and sometimes I finish a game and I'm sad that I finished it. That was one of them. Like, I finished it and I was like, oh, now what do I do? Like, I'm trying to think.
Play the 20 other games you had waiting.
Did Cult of the Lamb, was that last year or this year?
Cult of the Lamb, I believe, was last year.
Okay. I'm trying to think like all the other things that I played in the interim. But yeah, I'll probably go with Spider-Man 2 because I haven't finished Alan Wake, so I can't judge it yet. But Alan Wake 2 is really
Surprise
fun.
Tears of the Kingdom and get your number 1 game.
It's
Every time you mention it, you just glow. Like your
I
face
do,
just-
but Spider-Man 2 was just between all the suits. Like, this one of the few I don't 100% games. I just don't. That one I got to 98%. I found all the spider bots. I did like every mission because everything means something. Like the Mysterio side mission, and then there's like so many side missions. Usually you play a game and games are bloated for like no reason with side quests. It's like, I don't want to do all these side quests. But Spider-Man, everything meant something. I was like, oh, I'm going to do all these side quests. So yeah, I'm going to go with that. Even though I really love Resident Evil 4, but I've played it already. Like I knew what I was getting when I was playing the game. Just like the remaster of Last of Us 2 is dropping on the 15th with like a new roguelite mode. And I can't call it a game of the year. It's one of the most miserable games I've ever played in my life, but I'm going to play it
You're
again.
going to play it again.
I'm going to play it again. Like Last of Us 2 was amazing.
Cole, what was your game of the year? I feel like I know
Oh
what's
boy.
coming.
Okay. All right. Just buckle up. Well, I will say, so it comes with some caveats, but I definitely have like a for sure number one that I told Kel about, and he's tried to get the answer out of me, and I just haven't given it to him because I've been waiting for this podcast. So, couple of caveats there, because there are two games that really are games that I want to, like, I could very well seeing myself complete and having it usurp the number one spot. I don't see it as likely, but it's possible. Baldur's Gate 3, I have finally started dipping my toe into. And what I will say I'm super impressed with is obviously it's like it's very much cut and dry, a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, everything from dice rolls to everything that's going on there. And all that stuff, all those details are great, but it's nothing without the characters. And every single character that you get who can join you in your party, I can't remember a game the last time that I played it where I was like, there's always one annoying character. There's always one character you're like, man, I don't like you at all. Like, go away. I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to hear anything that's going on. Every single character is so complex where there are definitely like pros and cons to each character, but they're all kind of charming in their own separate ways that I just don't I don't think I've ever, other than Mass Effect, where I've been this interested in this many characters like kind of banding together and how they all kind of come together and interact with each other and all the different backgrounds that they come from and just all their personalities too. Like one of them is literally a wizard who is basically Han Solo, and that guy's man. And you're just like, this is sick. I didn't think you could make this character. So that is a game that I definitely want to finish. The other game that I have not finished yet is Armored Core. I need to play through Armored Core because FromSoft. And shout out to Brian. I know he's played the crap out of that game. He's told me to keep playing, to go play it. I'm waiting for it to come on sale. So that game needs to get through there. But I will say, there is nothing like Alan Wake 2. There's just, I've not played a game like Alan Wake 2. It is, I mean, other than I guess Control. I think Remedy has kind of figured out their space as kind of the A24 studio of video games, where they're kind of taking the big budget kind of game franchise and inserting their own kind of narrative style and way of telling a story that is so unique that nobody else is doing. And I won't go into too many details because Dre, I know you want to finish it, and I'm not going to spoil anything for you. But what I will say is, just it taking from original Alan Wake, which was very Twin Peaks vibe, like kind of a little bit silly, but also kind of like over the top. Twin Peaks meets Stephen King. This is Twin Peaks meets Stephen King meets True Detective meets whatever else David Lynch you want to put in there. It's so weird. It's so out there. The dual campaign stuff is great. The way you like go to the investigation board and it opens up more of the scenario is just the pacing of the game is fantastic. The characters are fantastic. The ending to the game, I will not say, is fantastic.
What platform did you play on?
I played on PC. But I think probably on I would honestly recommend to anyone play it on a PlayStation. Play like the equipment is not necessarily important for it. Because really that game is all it's just all atmosphere. And you stick I don't want to say too many things because I just don't want to ruin surprises for people because there's just so many things that kind of come out of nowhere that might remind you of some elements from Control, that come back in a big way. Some big set pieces that are just phenomenal. Some involve singing.
I'm
So
gonna have to get that today.
you
I'm gonna
know,
have to get that.
I tell you what, if you and I will say definitely like brush up on the story of Alan Wake and Control before going into it. But once you get into it and you just kind of get lost in whatever sauce they're cooking up, and all the performances are so good, just everything about it. Haven't played a game like it, and it's definitely not only my favorite game of the year, but probably going to be up there on that list of favorite games of all time.
Wow. Yeah, it's gonna look great on the 84-inch. I gotta treat myself to that.
It
game.
is.
And I gotta
It
go to
is.
Dre's crib and steal his PlayStation headphones that like put shit
The
like
3D
in-
pulse
Yeah,
headphones?
yeah, yeah. So I'll just steal those for like 2 weeks. You won't miss them. You'll be all right. And I gotta play this game. You ain't playing nothing where you need those headphones right now.
I'm playing Cyberpunk right now. Like my right now, I'm in the middle of Phantom. I started Phantom Liberty right now in Cyberpunk, so I'm in the third act of Cyberpunk, and I was like, all right, I think I've got enough of the story. Now I can do the side quest, well the DLC, and I bought the game when it first came out, and I just didn't play it because it sucked. Like it was so broken, I didn't play it, and I've waited until the 2.0 came out and all this, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna jump back into this. I just restarted all over again. It's amazing. It's like I was like, oh, this is amazing. And then Alan Wake 2 dropped, and I think I played like 8 hours of the campaign. Cole, I'm at Alan when he's on the talk show. The first time he appears on the talk show.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh boy.
That's where I'm at right now.
Oh,
Cole's like, got some,
oh
got
man.
some time.
Well, actually,
Buckle up.
Actually,
Buckle up, buddy.
actually, I don't want to spoil it myself. He's on the talk show, but he ends up back on the talk show again. That's where I'm at right now. And I was like,
Oh my gosh.
let me stop. Let me go finish Cyberpunk because I have a one-track mind. I can't play too many games at once. I was like, let me go finish Cyberpunk, then I'm gonna go finish Alan Wake 2. Then I'm
Okay,
gonna play Baldur's Gate.
so you did the talk show,
Yeah,
and you did some stuff, and
Yeah.
now you're back on it, right?
yeah,
Oh,
and that's where I
Okay.
stopped. And I said that to
I
somebody
see
else.
the
and-
excitement in Cole's face.
you are in for a good surprise when you come back.
Man,
I'm just saying.
So I'll be finished with Cyberpunk in like 2 weeks, and I'll get into that, and then I'll get into Baldur's Gate. My problem with Baldur's Gate is like I look at howlongtobeat.com, and I was like, 70. What? How long is this game? How long is this game? 17 hours. All right, let me finish this first. That's my problem. Same with Diablo. I started playing Diablo 3, and I was
Too
like,
economical. Like,
yeah,
you're just-
I got to spend my time because I've shown you like my desk. My desk is like filled with games, and I have a bookshelf filled with games. I have games from like Xbox 360 I've never taken out of the shrink wrap.
you go to GameStop, be like, yo, they'll give you $3 for that. You're all right, whatever.
Yeah, I'll get it off my shelf.
That's
And then I'm still playing like,
you're the worst guy at GameStop. Like you go in with your whole fucking
oh,
box full of shit, and they gotta count
like-
it. And I'd be behind. I'd be like, yo, I just need to buy one thing, and they're just fucking counting a million games.
I have 2 Xboxes in my house, right? I got a Series X downstairs, and my Series S is in my office with my PlayStation 5, and I have a Nintendo Switch. How do you think I got the Series X? I traded in all my old games and like some other shit, and I got a Series X. My wife was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I need the Series X for my 80-inch screen downstairs." She was like, "But you got one in the office." The S is not the same as the X.
Specs ain't the same.
Yeah, it ain't the same driving force. So I'm playing like Alan Wake downstairs, and I'm still playing NBA 2K.
Yeah, you
trying to
play
finish
like,
Matt.
Yeah,
And I'm trying to do all this
Sports
while
games.
having a job and a life. It's very difficult. So I'll go weeks without playing a game, but I know I got to finish this Alan Wake shit. I have to.
all right. Next video game question before we move on, and I quiz you guys in movies, which I guess none of you guys watched this year.
No, you should be quizzing on
That's gonna be
TV. Don't
trouble.
nobody watch a movie.
No. Movies are easier for this quiz. TV is a little difficult. Maybe I'll get your favorite TV show or new series of the year after this. That'll be a good question after the quiz. But for video game wise, what's your most anticipated game for next year of the ones that have been announced? I have a list also from GameSpot, so I've secretly been looking through this to see what games are coming up.
There's a remake that you're gonna probably mention. That's probably gonna be near the top of my list.
I'll give you a couple that catch my eye. So January 18th,
This game doesn't have a release date.
Last of Us obviously is the 19th,
Yeah,
but
that's not it.
Prince of Persia: Lost Crown is gonna have me on the 18th. I'm a sucker for Prince
I
of
just
Persia.
I just want to report that I know what Dre's thinking about.
Do you?
Yeah.
Tekken 8
Yeah.
No,
comes out end of January. No Tekken 8.
no, I still have Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. I've barely played.
Persona 3 Reload
That's
February
on my
2nd
list.
sticks out to me.
I still have to finish Persona 5. Oh my gosh.
one of the greatest games of all time.
Never going to finish it, but it's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Star Wars Dark Forces Remastered, something I would like to play, but that's a remaster as well. Alone in the Dark. Have you seen the thing?
Mhm.
Looks great for that one. There is Europa, PC only, comes out in April. Destiny 2, and that's just because it's my daughter's favorite game. Looking forward to
Fucking
that.
game never ends. There's so many.
Ever.
I want to say maybe this is the last expansion. I don't know. Bungie's and
And she
Yeah, no,
plays
things don't stop.
forever on that shit. Black Myth, which has a trailer, which looks pretty dope. And now we're getting into stuff that doesn't have dates at all. So
wow, there's three I can think
New
of
Call
that
of
he hasn't
Duty.
mentioned yet.
No.
of course I'm a Call of Duty fan.
Yeah.
Contra's coming back out.
Nope.
New joint.
Good for
And
Contra though.
yeah.
You
I
didn't
think
mention
that-
Suicide Squad, which I am kind of looking forward to.
Oh, Suicide Squad, that has a
Suicide
March
Squad,
release.
yeah.
Yeah, but keep going.
I skipped over that. Because I'm not.
Really?
Yeah, I mean the movie was cool, but like
Nah, the games are different.
I don't want to the game didn't really stick out to me. Farlands has a new game, new Final Fantasy.
I'm definitely looking forward to Final Fantasy VII.
That's all you're gonna say? Is just new Final Fantasy?
Yeah, you ain't doing it no justice.
That's it?
I'm going through
That's
it's
it?
It's an alphabetical order now.
Okay,
Yeah.
keep
Nah,
going,
man,
Kel.
it's
Just
like,
keep
go ahead.
going.
New Final Fantasy,
keep
excuse me,
going.
Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
And then I'm just trying to look through here for games that I know are seeing the trailer.
Come on.
Horizon
It's
Forbidden
two he's
West.
Not mentioned, no. No.
I don't know what Immortal Hunters is, but they give it a good.
Dre's about to
Yeah.
explode over there.
And that's
And I
give
know
it
he's
to
gonna
me. I'm
say
only
it.
on M.
Cole, say it and I'll say if you're right.
Okay, well the game that Dre is thinking of is Snake Eater.
Yes!
I'm not even there yet.
Come on, man. Metal Gear Solid 3 remake?
I'm sorry. Hold on, I
You
didn't.
did you do the
Snake Eater.
Come on, man. This is one of the greatest games ever made with the greatest ladder climb in the history of video games. My man climbs the ladder and she's and the song is playing. Yo,
Let's go.
the remake, like,
Cole singing the song is just phenomenal.
bruh, have you ever played Metal Gear?
It's so good.
Have you ever played any of them?
Yes, I played the early Metal Gear.
Which
Hidden
one?
boxes and all that.
Okay,
shit.
Metal Gear Solid is cool.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 2 is a little nuts, right? When you
Yes.
start being rated. Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, the origins of all of this is fucking incredible. And I have bought the remakes, not the remakes,
Yep.
you know, the
remaster
ports, yeah, the
collection. Yep.
remaster collections on every system just to play this game again. The fight with the end is almost one of my
Yep.
greatest boss battles aside from Psycho Mantis. Psycho Mantis is one of the greatest boss battles in the history of video games. But the end, the blind dude they're remaking that entire boss battle. Oh my God. Have you, and Cole,
Who's
I
the
know
blind dude?
the end. He's this old blind sniper. And you got to use like all of your instincts to like, you have to listen. You like, dude, it is one of the most intense. And it's like a 40-minute boss battle because you got to try to figure out where he is. And if you don't,
He's hunting you, you're hunting him, so
Ah.
you're both kind of moving together. But you can also just quit out of the game and move your clock ahead a week,
He'll
and then
die.
he dies of old age.
yes.
Yo,
Yep.
So you
that was
can
Cole
also do
cheating
that.
the game back in the day.
Yep. But these are things, again,
Just completely.
you can move the clock. I didn't learn this until later. It was like the Psycho Mantis thing. I fought and fought and fought. And I was like, I can't figure this out. And I plugged in my control in the other port. And he's like, I can't read your mind anymore. That's just the greatest shit I've ever seen in a video game.
You've played a lot of Mega Man.
Yo, I'm like, he's
If you
reading
go
my
from
memory
1
card.
to 2,
Huh?
if you just change the port,
Yeah,
from
that's how you
1
beat
to 2.
Psycho Mantis.
Yep.
The Psycho Man, when you fight him, he reads everything that you're doing. So anything that you're doing in where your controller is plugged in at, he automatically knows it. As the battle's going on, he starts reading your memory card to you. Remember games said the memory
Yeah,
card.
of course.
He's telling you what you've played and for how long. At a and
That's ridiculous. Like, how
It's-
do you even program?
and this is PlayStation 1.
yeah, like,
So it's like I remember playing this, and I'm like, "What do I do? What do I do?" And just at a certain point, I was like, "Oh, he kind of gives you a hint, like maybe like an hour into the battle. if you just wait it out.
I don't even know how you
And if you
go in
unplug,
maybe Campbell calls you. I can't remember.
yeah, something crazy happened.
Someone says something.
You unplug your controller, you plug it into port 2, and now he can't read your mind anymore. And that's how you beat him.
tries to get Meryl to kill you. Oh, it's an incredible fight.
But dude, Snake Eater, the fight with the boss, the game itself, and if you look at the mechanic, anybody who's played this game knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like the remaster looks amazing. Because you try to play Metal Gear Solid 3 now, everything sucks. Everything's all boxy. Even like the crawl mechanic, you can't shoot and run anymore. That was the greatest thing about Resident Evil 4, by the way. I can move and shoot.
Yes, that's true.
That is the game that's it. That's the game I'm looking forward to. Because
I'll play it now that it's a reboot.
Well, yeah,
It's always had fun, like the Metal Gear.
And the MGS 2 and 3 remasters are really good.
Yeah.
The ones that were made by Blue Point that are on the collection that are right now
Yeah.
are really good. And I will say, as far as you could also put this under anticipated titles, is the remaster collection part 2, because we have yet to have another console or PC port any possible way to play this game off of a PlayStation 3. We don't have yet. Metal Gear Solid 4. It's trapped there.
Yep.
And the only way to play it is to have a PS3 and have the disc and play it, or buy it digitally. Well, now you can't even buy it digitally because the PlayStation Store is closed on there. But that game's been trapped on there because it was built so it was dedicated to the hardware of the PlayStation 3, and that's why a whole lot of developers didn't want to build games for the PS3, and that's why everyone bought a 360. And MGS4 is absolutely fucking wild. It's straight up just an anime movie. It's just dramatic sequence after dramatic sequence. There's a cutscene that's 40 minutes long.
Yes, there is.
But it's so over the top. It works as such an incredible like ending to the saga that it deserves to have a remaster treatment. So that collection will be really good.
A lot of remasters on here, though.
As soon as Dre said doesn't quite have a release date yet, I was like, now I know what he's talking about.
That's the one, dude. That is the one.
Final Fantasy's release date is February 29th.
Yes,
7 Rebirth.
I have to finish a lot of things before I dive back. Because, dude, Final Fantasy 7 is
on a leap year.
Like, Final Fantasy 7 is one of the greatest games ever made.
Yes.
It redefined RPGs, like everything. Sephiroth, you know what I'm talking about.
That shit was beautiful. I remember playing that. Like, and I'm not the biggest RPG guy, or I wasn't. Like, I had to get, like, older in age to, like, really, like, appreciate it. And then that shit was just, like, mind-blowing. And I was just like, wow, this looks phenomenal.
And now the remakes got, like, added elements to the story because the part 1 was so great.
It's going to look so good.
The remake, I mean, the thing with the remake is you have to talk about it like it's another game.
It ain't the same.
It's not.
The battle system.
It's not the same.
I'm such a nerd.
Yeah.
They changed the battle system?
Yes. It's more of a real-time battle system.
It's not super turn-based-y. Like, that was
so
slow.
Good.
Yeah. The what they've done to this system, because there's a lot of RPGs that have. I like turn-based combat. I'm a JRPG nerd. I like turn-based combat. Like I like Octopath Traveler on Switch. I like all that shit. But the way that
we'll talk about turn-based
Knights of the
combat.
Old Republic is
we'll talk
one of my
about
favorite games ever.
We'll talk about turn-based combat in a little bit. But go on, Dre.
I think we will. But the way it handles combat and how you control the people that you're with, at first it feels daunting and overwhelming. But after like 1 or 2 battles, it's like the sweetest system because you control everybody with like at the snap of your finger. You're making everybody do the right shit and you're putting together combos. Bruh, I can't wait for the next one. I'm glad it's coming out at the end of February because I need more time to finish these other games. I'm gonna be all in.
And the way that the story works, this won't necessarily be spoilers, but I think for anyone who has said like, oh, I didn't play the remake, I've only played 7, I've been kind of waiting for them to open it up once you get past Midgar. Trust me, remake is a sequel, and that's all I will say.
Yep.
It's story-wise, it kind of ends up working out as a sequel. So that's where it gets really interesting with where they're about to go here soon. That is personally my most anticipated game of the year because the remake it blew my mind that they were able to take a game that was so iconic and so legendary and put just enough of their own little spin on it and just make a couple of tweaks here to kind of where you think it's going to go straight and then it kind of diverts. Brilliant. And an amazing like risk to take with that. And the fact that they pulled it off, I hope they can continue to pull it off.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. What else?
But there is another game you didn't mention.
Rise of the Ronin is on here that I really want to play.
What is it, Cole? What's the other game? Because I'm drawing a blank now.
Let's talk about Like a Dragon. Let's talk
Oh,
about
Infinite Wealth.
Like a Dragon and the quest for infinite wealth. Let's talk about Yakuza. Let's talk about
Oh.
Like a Dragon. I am now just good news. I am now just starting my playthrough of Like a Dragon. So
Oh, isn't it great and goofy?
oh my god, it's incredible. And so the Yakuza obviously has been a big franchise. There were Yakuza 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
There's been a whole bunch of spin-off games. Like a Dragon is like the first one where they kind of
Tons of New Japan guys.
Yeah.
it's there are tons of New Japan
Japan
guys in
guys,
the Yakuza
yep.
games, yes. And Like a Dragon was the first one that really had featured a new main protagonist, but then they also flipped the battle system. And the battle system, instead of being a brawler, turned into a turn-based RPG. All based on the fact that the main character just fucking loves Dragon Quest. And I have never been more excited about anything in my life than the fact that he just keeps going, you play Dragon Quest? You guys like Dragon Quest? I'm just like, man, it's just
Yeah.
incredible. It's just like, you guys are after my own. And then
It's made
every
for
single
Cole.
every single quest is just like a rip off of another game.
It's so
There's
stupid.
literally the guy who is Professor Oak, and he's just like, here's the Pokedex, essentially.
Yep. It's so
Pulls out a
stupid.
guy in a red suit, blue. Oh, it's so dumb. There's literally Mario Karts in the game. Like, it's so shameless, and it's
So it's just
so
popping
wonderful.
like video game.
All
fans.
it does is gonna pop
It's-
you because it's dumb, it's
pops.
ridiculous, but it's fun. Like even the battle system, as you like level up your characters and like learn new shit, they're all dumb. Everything
Summons
yeah, all this the summons are out of control.
out of control.
they're out of fucking control. And I was like, every time I learned a new summon, I'd never like skip the summon because I would like laugh because I was like, what is happening? Great game. Great game.
All right.
Like a Dragon.
So we'll go to movies and then just wrap up real quick with our favorite series.
I don't even
New
know a
series
movie I
of the year.
watched this year.
No, you don't have to give your favorite movies. It's just a game and a quiz on movies. So Rotten Tomatoes,
The answer is Barbenheimer.
Yep.
2023.
Yep.
They have their 10 highest rated movies of 2023 by the tomato scale.
Okay.
Can you name 3?
Barbie, Oppenheimer. See, I don't know if American Fiction made the list, and I saw American Fiction this year. I don't know if it's on their list. It should be because it's fucking great. Barbie, Oppenheimer. Damn, did Talk to Me make this list? Probably not. Did the Iron Claw make this list? I feel like it's just outside the Rotten Tomatoes list.
Did Poor Things make the list?
Well, Cole, let me get Dre's last one so I can check.
Was May December
I mean,
this
I
year?
kind of feel like we should just combo.
May December was this year, right, on Netflix?
Probably. It's not
Oh.
on their top 10. So
It's
don't
not?
guess that. No.
All right, fine. Bro, I don't know. I don't even know what year movies come out anymore.
All right. So you gave me 2. Do you
Somebody
just want to
fest-
take a random
somebody
guess
festivals.
at the third?
A random guess at the third. Was John Wick 4 this year?
Yeah. So yeah, I believe so. I just saw it on the list the other day.
I'll guess that then.
Okay. You're wrong in all 3. Cole,
What? All 3.
give me 3 of the 10.
I'm like literally thinking of all movies that came out the year before.
That's how
This
I'm
was
stuck.
an easy conversation. This was an easy conversation last year where we had
No,
everything
no.
everywhere all at once.
Yes.
Because that movie was just fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's got to be I'm sure there's a bunch of 24. I want to say Poor Things is on there. That the Emma Stone movie.
Did
is
the
on there.
holdovers make that list?
Stop guessing. It's not your turn.
I don't care.
Cole.
I God, I don't. Dre already took a whole bunch of mine, so I'm kind of drawing a blank. That's the only.
All
other
right,
one I
Cole.
got.
You guessed 1
Okay,
and you
good.
got it right. So
Nice.
you win with your
Oh,
only
I'm
guess.
one for one.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
All right. So the top 10. And
Okay.
I'll go in order.
Yeah.
The Disappearance of Sheer Heights
Nope, don't know what it
is number
Okay.
1. Number 2, Godzilla -1.
I haven't had a chance to see that yet.
Justin Ivey, Reverse Rat Pack.
I mean,
Love
I've heard
that
it's
shit.
amazing, but
3, The Teacher's Lounge. 4, Fallen Leaves. 5, an anime, The Boy and the Heron.
Okay, I've heard about Boy and the Heron. And the Boy and the
6
Heron. Okay.
No, it looks fucking phenomenal.
To me, it's it's the same guy who made isn't it Miyazaki? I think it's Miyazaki.
It is.
Yeah.
Hayao
It's his
Miyazaki.
latest.
Well, then I guess I need to watch
Yeah.
it.
And then
Yeah. Spirited Away. all
6,
that.
The Crime Is Mine.
No.
7, Renaissance, a film by Beyonce.
That's on the Rotten Tomatoes list.
Yep, 97%.
This is not a critic. This is like whatever.
99% by fans because it's all her fans, but 97%
course.
on Tomatoes.
Then is the Taylor Swift
Then-
movie up here?
No, The Holdovers
The Holdovers.
Yep.
Peacock. Paul
is
Giamatti.
8.
I'm gonna watch that
Okay.
this week.
9, Anatomy of a Fall. Right, I think I skipped some.
Oh.
So
yeah,
there's
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I've-
6, 7, 8. Okay, Anatomy of a Fall. Cole, I guess you weren't right. I skipped over a thing.
It was close.
So 10, Monster.
Monster.
Yep. 11, All of Us Strangers. Then Radical. And then starts all the movies we would know. So Poor Things is 13. 14 is Killers of the Flower Moon. 15 is Oppenheimer. 16 is American Fiction. 18 is Iron Claw. So it's like, okay, the movies I actually know are like in the teens. American Fiction, I can't wait to watch it.
It's so good. We saw it at Urban World premiere.
It's
night.
won everything. Like on that
Dude.
thing, it won every award.
Jeffrey Wright is so good in that movie, and Erica Alexander's in it, and she's so good in that movie. It's a spin from a book, which actually is Biggie's like favorite book. It's funny because we going to see it, and he's like, "This is my," he's like marking out, right? And I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "It's my favorite book of college. My favorite book of college." He's like, "I can't tell you." Like he's sitting there giddy as shit watching this movie, and then I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, he's right."
I applaud him for being an athlete and actually reading in college.
He reads a lot.
Like,
But that
'cause,
movie,
I mean,
he
you really didn't have to do much when you were an athlete in college.
when we got invited to the premiere and Cord Alexander, the director, was there, and we were like, he's just like, he was geeking out. But when we saw the movie and they got a standing ovation, and I was like, all right. And Jeffrey Wright's always been one of my favorite actors who doesn't get the acclaim. Another movie that's not on that list, like Rustin, was amazing. Coleman Domingo is a fucking phenomenal not on there.
Poor Things actually looks really good too, though.
Poor Things does look really
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
But it's
gotta
like,
see that.
I watch more TV than I watch movies now. Like Killers of the Flower Moon, it's crazy because I watch 8 hours of a series, but if you show me a movie that's 3 hours, I'm like, it's too long. That's how I operate. It's the worst thing in the world because my
Makes
brain,
no sense.
my
And
brain
you'll
can't
binge it
process
all at once.
Yeah, my brain can't process sitting through one thing for 3.5 hours because I know a series I could stop and pick it back up. A movie, if I'm halfway through it, I'm like, I can't really pick this back up.
We need checkpoints. Yeah. Movies
Yeah.
just need to start inserting like the like the go to commercial
Yeah.
kind of pop. That's what we need in all movies.
Yeah.
Don't do
Save-
that.
save my
You'll
place.
ruin cinema, but you know.
All right, so with television then, what was your favorite show of the year?
The Bear.
I've also pulled up time for their
The Bear,
top
the Bear, the
10.
Bear, the Bear, the Bear.
Their
The
top
Bear,
10 of
the
the
Bear, the Bear, the Bear, the Bear.
Okay.
Season 2 of The Bear. Sneaky though, I just watched Blue Eye Samurai. Holy shit. On Netflix. It's not an anime because it's not Japanese made. It's it's American made.
Yes, I've heard a whole
Bruh.
recap of this.
Bruh.
That's great.
That was great.
I watched a Shits and Gigs podcast and they did like a 40-minute like rundown of it.
Blue Eye Samurai. It just looks amazing and the story is great and there's a season 2 which I'm looking forward to. But yeah, The Bear, the Bear, the Bear, the Bear, the Bear.
It's about food, right?
No.
The kitchen?
I mean, if you've ever worked in the service industry, yeah. But
it catches my attention because of that.
But I mean, you just gotta. There's 2 episodes, Fishes and Forks.
What season is this one?
Season 2.
Okay, so I can get through it like fairly quick.
Dude, just go watch it tonight.
I think
I mean,
what is it? Hulu?
yes, FX.
Okay.
It's a crime that they.
Where do I stream? Yeah, okay.
It's a crime that they released the show the way that they did, because that is not a show that they should have released every episode for you to just digest in one sitting. It's a show that they should have given us week to week so we can discuss what happened.
Okay.
If you get to the Forks episode, Fishes then Forks. If you get to the Fishes episode, it's a crime because it's one of the greatest acted and written episodes of television I've seen. Was Succession this year or was that last year?
That was this year, by the way.
Holy shit, that's number 2. The finale of Succession, oh my god!
Can't say yet. My wife is watching.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Completely binging.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Okay.
But it's so good in terms of like the acting, but that final season, it's satisfying, right? Like a lot of good shows, you get to the end, obviously like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You get to the end, you go,
Nope.
this
I don't know why you got to remind me of that.
this like knocks it out the park at the end. Like the from the first episode, I think it's 8 episodes, and it's nonstop. Some people don't like it because it's dialogue heavy. I don't care. Kieran Culkin's fucking amazing. Sarah Snook is amazing.
Such a good actor. Kieran Culkin.
He's just good at being a dick, right? Like I was just watching Scott Pilgrim versus the
Yeah.
World again. He's good at being a dick.
It's hilarious.
But like, yeah, Succession, that's my second favorite.
Cole, what was your series of the?
Oh, I can't really comment on this
All
either,
right.
because there are so many things that.
I will give you the
that are so good.
time top 10 then.
Okay.
A tie for number 1.
The
So
Bears.
it's 1A and 1B.
In Succession.
Succession
Yes.
and Reservation Dogs.
Oh, fuck.
On
That was this
FX.
year.
This year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
FX is just fucking killing.
They smoke it, but Reservation Dogs had a weekly. Have you
Yeah.
watched Reservation Dogs?
No. That was a little too deep for me.
It
Like
ain't-
I saw like the trailer.
No, that's not deep.
It
It's
fucking
really
saddened me
you've never seen a show like Reservation Dogs because we've never dealt with Native Americans like in Middle America.
Yeah.
We've never really dealt with that story before, and it's about friendship. It's so good. Like it's so good. Again, it's like another 30-minute episode series.
Yeah.
You can get through the season in like a week.
FX kills that. shit.
They're awesome.
3, I'm a Virgo on
I
Amazon.
haven't watched I'm a Virgo yet.
4,
That's Bruce
Rain
Willis.
Dogs, HBO.
I have that saved.
5, Beef.
That was this year too.
Yeah.
Ugh,
I made it through like
that's good.
2 seasons. I don't know. It's on like our Netflix.
Oh, you just gotta
turned
watch the
on.
whole thing.
The Curse on Showtime is 6.
Kind of slow for me.
Telemarketers 7 from HBO.
More documentary style, but
Dead Ringers from Amazon is 8.
didn't watch it.
The other 2 on Max
That's
is
good.
9.
That's good.
And Poker Face is 10.
Poker Face is really good.
So
Watch a lot of TV.
your show didn't even.
How's the
up.
Bear not in the top
The
10?
Bear's not even in the top
Nah,
10.
Tom they gotta go to hell. They gotta go to hell. There ain't
Not
no
even
fucking
in
way.
The top 10.
There ain't no Jeffrey. Like,
Are
yo,
you sure it was this year?
I'm positive because I sat here and watched it twice. I know what I watched. I watched it and then I watched it again with my wife to watch her react to the episodes I was just telling you about.
You just watched her face?
Yes.
Looked at her the whole time?
No, I watched it, but it's just like it's one of those shows that people. Again, if anybody listens to podcasts has seen the show, when you get to the Fishes and Forks episode,
Oh, episode 6 and 7. Yeah.
yeah, when you get to Fishes, everybody's gonna have a different reaction to it because we've all been in this situation, but different perspectives of the same situation.
June 22nd. Didn't even make the list.
That's ridiculous. That's like The Wire never getting nominated for like an award. Like, what are we doing here?
Oh, and people talk about The Bear all the time.
Because it's that good. It is that good, and it's a show that leaves you.
Homeboy from The Claw. From
Yes.
Iron Claw.
Yeah, and he's amazing.
Mhm.
And from Shameless, if you watch Shameless, which Shameless was great, and then
That's
peppered
also very sad.
the fuck out. Once it stopped being sad, it wasn't good anymore.
Oh.
Once everybody got happy, I was like, this sucks, and I stopped watching it.
This
But
guy's the worst.
that's how I operate. Like it was built off of
Agent of Chaos.
pain. It was built off of pain and tragedy. Like every season's like, really? And then everything started working out. I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Like, what am I watching?
I will say I'm always entertained by what episodes Dre like watches, and then he's like, okay, I need my wife to come watch this and like watch a reaction,
Dude,
because you did this also. You did this with us with sitcom as well,
Yeah.
which one?
and said watch this. Oh God, what was it called?
Oh, it was the one that was horrific.
Oh,
And
Miss Pat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like fucking
Mm-mm.
you were like
And
had Big
and I
E
did
watch
watch
it, and then you got to get like E's response.
Mhm.
You be
And I
making
did
E
watch
watch
the
some
first
wild
episode,
shit.
and it sure was something. That's
It-
for sure.
it
He
ain't my
wasn't
show.
lying.
No,
Wait,
and
uh,
he makes you watch some weird shit. You guys watch weird
we-
shit together.
we saw-
He
because-
watches a lot of television.
We every day. Like, did you watch? Are you caught up? And then we talk about it. I think the morning show was this year as well.
Yes.
Apple TV has done great.
It was.
television. The morning show was exceptional. It was exceptional.
My wife watches like Apple TV almost exclusive.
Well, because they have like Swagger's great. The morning show was great.
Whatever one was with the therapist. She would watch
Oh, Shrinking.
Shrinking.
Man,
that was her shit.
That wasn't this year. Was
That-
it this year?
This
It
year.
was this year.
It didn't make the
It didn't
list.
make the
either.
list?
No.
Fuck that list. That list can go to hell. Because shrinking is one of, actually, I discovered in a strange way, like I discovered like music from shows. I had never been a Fred Again fan until I believe it's like episode 6. Your wife will know what I'm talking about. When she was like, this is a song that makes me feel good. That's one of my favorite songs by Fred Again. And it's in this episode. And it's just, but that show, there are very few shows that will make you sit there and get in your feelings. And Shrinking does that very well.
Yeah. Man, I've seen a lot of Apple TV through proxy of my wife. So, yes, I watched that. I watched the joint with Captain Marvel, but she's cooking and such. So, yeah, there's been like a lot of.
Gen V didn't make the list?
Nah. That time's not messing with your taste.
I had been recommended Scavenger's Reign. I don't know if you'd seen that.
I haven't watched it yet.
I've heard it's really good.
Listen, we got a lot of.
It's kind of it's sci-fi animation. A little bit. Someone said it was like Battlestar Galactica, the one that was on Sci-Fi, and I was like, okay,
They got you.
all right, you're going
Like,
up
up my alley.
This is good.
Damn.
All
That
right.
show was awesome.
I
Listen,
forgot Beef
so
was
we
this
got
year.
got a lot of television to catch up on. But no, that's great. Wanted to throw in this little entertainment show to just kind of wrap up 2023. Next week is the fresh start for all of us, even though we threw in a little wrestling show this week. But next week is the start of 4 shows, 4 very different shows every week: boxing, MMA, pro wrestling, and hip hop and entertainment. So all 4 coming at you next week. You can find our full videos on Patreon, full videos of every show on Patreon exclusively. You can find the hip hop show audio and video on Patreon. So YouTube be exclusively clips, social media be exclusively clips, and our full faces and crazy reactions will be on Patreon. So we appreciate your support in advance. Can't wait. 2024 is going to be real fun around here. Thank you to everyone here at Blue Wire Studios, Wynn Resort in Las Vegas. Producer Coale, baby. Always love having you on. I personally love that Coale is now around a lot more often. I bug him weekly, be like, yo, what's your schedule? Can you jump on? Because the people demand more Producer Coale, baby. So it is great.
Just throw up the bat signal. Here I come.
But no, we love it, man. Thank you for joining us. We'll have Coale on again, hopefully very soon, but definitely for our Royal Rumble preview show and post show, because so much pro wrestling still to talk. So that's going to be good. Thank you, everyone. You guys stay safe. Thank you for your support. Until next time, we're out.
Peace.